Hello my beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Esther and this is Stitch Styles. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing us how to cut and sew this beautiful crop top with a zipper in front and a flared sleeve, a 360-degree flared sleeve and a collar, and then this baggy pant with a boxer's waistband and a rope. The elastic I will be using for this waist is a 1.5 inches elastic. If you can get a 2 inches, if you can get a 2.5 inches, you can use it. If there's 3 inches, you can go ahead and use it. But what I was able to get was a 1.5 inches elastic, so I will be using that for this tutorial. So this is my crop top. I've been seeing people doing the crop top with this long sleeve, with a trunk sleeve and all that. So I thought to myself I should do something different from others, and I came up with the idea of doing this 360-degree sleeve flare for my own. I hope it's beautiful. I hope it's nice. So let me know what you think about it on the comment section, and if you have any question, please drop it on the comment box and give this video a thumbs up if you find it interesting. Like, share, and please don't forget to subscribe if you are seeing this for a channel for the first time. Hit on the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon to get notified whenever I drop a video. So guys, this is my own pant and I have already made mine, so I'm going to be using a piece of paper to illustrate it. I hope we get it. So let's go straight to the tutorial. So this is the piece of paper I'll be using, and this is my own that I already made. So guys, I folded the paper into two and I will be cutting my pants first, and the pants I will be cutting both the pants and the waist together. I'm not going to attach the waist separately. I'll be cutting it together. So the first thing I'll be doing here is to mark the length of my pant, which is 42. I will go ahead and mark it this way and draw a straight line for my waist. Now this 42, you go ahead and add your inches for hemming allowance. And for the bands, my elastic is 1.5 inches, so I will be needing 4 inches allowance for folding of the waistband. So now this is my 4 inches. Now to get my crouch depth, I will be taking my tape out with 1.5 inches from the waistline, taking it out with 1.5 inches from the waistline. That is for the bands. And then I will divide my hip by 4. Whatever I get, I will add 2 inches and mark as my crouch depth. The reason why I'm adding that 2 inches is because my pants will be on my above my belly button. That's why I'm adding that 2 inches, so that it will not be too tight on the crouch. So I'll go ahead and mark it, and then I will connect the point this way to get this straight line. This is my crouch depth. So I will label them my waistline, and then crouch depth. My waistline, the crouch depth, and this is my full length. My full length is 42. I added 1.5 inches. That makes it 43.5. Now my hip, I will divide my hip by 4. I don't need the waist measurement here. I will divide it by 4 and add 1 inch. Whatever you get, add 1 inch and mark it on the crouch line, and then mark it on the waistline and on the allowance, band allowance. And then I'll go ahead and connect it with a straight line this way. So this line is my waist, is my hip line. Now on this hip line, I will go out like this with 2 inches. This will serve as my thigh measurement, and then I will connect it this way to get my crouch cuff. Connect it this way to get my crouch cuff. Then I'll go down straight this way and cut it out. So this is what I'm having, and this is for my front. This is the 2 piece for the front. I will keep one, and the one that that has marked on it, I will place it this way to get to cut the back. The back on the crotch, on the crotch side, I will go up with 1.5 inches to raise the back. Then from this hip line, I will go ahead and measure it to the crotch, to the end of the crotch. Whatever I get there, my own is 2 inches. I will extend it out like this. Then I will add 2 inches down on the side. That is, the back is always bigger than the front with 2 inches. I will add it like that for my allowance, and then I'll connect it straight this way. Connect the 1.5 inches that I raised down up there to the side seam this way, and then get my crouch as well, my crouch cuff. I will also mark my crouch cuff this way. Mark my crouch cuff for the back and cut it out. So this is my back. This is my back, and I will place it this way and go ahead and sew it with 1/2 inch allowance. I'll go ahead and sew it with 1/2 inch allowance, and the front as well. I will put the 2 pieces of the front together as well and sew it with 1/2 inch allowance like this as well. Then I'll put this aside. Coming for the front, to the front part, to the top, I will cut 2 blocks like this, and then the zipper allowance, I will go ahead and mark the zipper allowance. I use 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance and fold it inside, then place it like this and take my measurement. That is, this line that I just marked is my shoulder line, so I'll mark my shoulder measurement. Shoulder divided by 2, mine is 8.5. I added 1/2 inch allowance, which is 9 inches. I'll mark it there. Then on that point, I'll go down with 1/2 inch, and then my neck width is 3 inches. The neck depth for the back is 1.5 inches, while the neck depth for the front is 6 inches. And then I'll go and go ahead and connect the point. The shoulder slope I went down with 1 inch. I'll connect it with a slant to my neck width, and then I'll go down from the shoulder slope with 8.5, which is my armhole depth, and I will go ahead and mark my bust, connect that like this, and get my mark the armhole depth, measure it, get the center, and go in on that center with 1/2 inch, and then connect it from the shoulder line to that 1/2 inch and to your bust measurement, and connect it. Then on my bust measurement is 40, I added 2 inches, and then at the hem line I remove 1 inch from my bust measurement and then mark it at the hem line and connect it this way. But you can leave it as exactly as your bust line if you want. Then I'll go ahead and connect it out. At the hem line, I liked mine to be a little bit fitting, not fitting that way, but at least it should be a little bit fitter than the bust point. Then I'll go ahead and connect and cut them out. Cut the back neckline first, and then bring it out this way and mark it straight the neck depth. I'll mark it straight to the zipper allowance, and then go ahead and cut it out. Cut the neckline for the front out this way. The neckline for the front is a V. So this is what we should be having. This is what we should be having. I'm so sorry, at this point I didn't notice that my camera was very far. The placing was very high. So this is how I'll be joining it on the shoulder line with 1/2 inch this way. And from the shoulder line, to get the measurement for my band, the measurement for the collar, before that I will go ahead and place it on my fabric and cut it out. But you know, I've already made my own. So you place it on the fabric and cut it out. Then the back, you go ahead and cover your main fabric with lace if you want, just like the way I did my own. I don't need to go into detail with that one, but that is what I did. So I covered the back with a different lace and then the front with a different lace, and this is how I'll be placing my lace on the front. I will divide my shoulder into two. Whatever I get, I'll connect it down like this, and that is where I'll be placing the lace from the zipper allowance to that mark, to half of my shoulder measurement. I will place it on the two sides of the front. Now to get the sleeve, I will go ahead and fold my fabric into two, then fold it into four, and fold it into six. I'll be cutting the two sleeves together. So what I will do is I will measure my armhole round. Whatever I get there, I will go ahead and divide it by 6.28. Whatever you get, you will mark from the pointed that angle, from the angle there to whatever you get. My own was 1.2 inches. I'll go ahead and mark the 1.2 inches round as my circumference. Then you determine the length of your sleeve where you want it to be. So my own was 3/4. I'll go ahead and mark it round like this. Mine was 3/4. I added 2 inches to it. So you go ahead and measure your own and then cut it. You know how we cut 360 degree. So that is how you'll be cutting your sleeve. That is how I cut mine. If you have another way of cutting this circle sleeve, go ahead and do it, but that's how I got my own. Then on one side, I will mark from one side. I'll go mark 2 inches from the center line. I'll mark 2 inches on one side and connect it to the center line and cut it out like this. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then on the hemline, I will also mark that same part. I will also mark 2 inches and blend it to the hemline, the center, like this, and cut it out just like you see me doing. The reason why I'm doing that is the part that I just cut is the part that will be on my armhole, while the longer part will be on my shoulder line. And when I finish and wear my shirt, everything will align. I don't want the part on the armhole to be longer than the part on my shoulder line. That is why I shape it that way. I hope you understand what just happened there. And at this point, if you want, you can go ahead and open it up. If you want, you can leave it like that, but make sure you notch the part that will be on your shoulder line. So this is my pants. I've sewn the front and the back. Now for the pocket, I went in from the side with 1.5 inches, then the depth is 6 inches, and then I curve it, give it a nice curve and cut it out. This is the pocket opening. That's how my pocket, the shape of my pocket will be. And then after attaching your pocket, you join the back and the front together and join the inner seam, join the side seam and join the inner seam, and then coming to the waistline. Remember, we added allowance for our bands, so you go ahead and fold it with 1/2 inch round, and then fold it again with 1/3 down for your elastic. My elastic is 1.5 inches elastic, so I will fold it this way. I'll go ahead and fold everything round before I sew it in front where you want to place your rope. I'll go ahead and use my soldering iron to punch the holes for my rope. I use my soldering iron, so that the reason why I'm using my soldering iron, and that is how I like doing it, so that it will not frail after a while. So I use my soldering iron. As it's punching it, it's sealing everything. So this is my top. I'll go ahead and join it on use the lining to turn everything, and then join it on the shoulder line, attach my zipper to it, and then to place my collar, I will measure from the shoulder towards the front with 3 inches on one side and also on the other side. I will measure from shoulder towards the front 3 inches. Then I will measure it after joining it on the shoulder line. Then I will measure it from 3 inches in front to right to the back side up to the other side of 3 inches, and then whatever I get, I will use it to cut my collar. Then for the sleeve, I will go ahead and attach my sleeve this way. Go ahead and attach my sleeve this way. I will be using the lining to turn the hemline. I use it to turn the neckline. I will turn everything with my lining, and this is how my own top is looking like. This is how the back is looking like. I got a piece of this lace, so I just didn't want to throw it away, so I use it that way. And this one as well, so just remaining some pieces, I didn't want to throw them away. I just used them to design this top like this. Luckily for me, both the lace, their colors are on this material, so I quickly use them for this tutorial. And this is how my sleeve is looking, so beautiful. I really love it. I hope it's nice, and let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Is it nice, or you prefer the long sleeve or the trumpet sleeve that everybody is sewing? So guys, this is my pants, my baggy pants, and this is the band that I was talking about. So after sewing and inserting your elastic to create the channel for this rope, what you do, you remember that I folded the waistline with 1/3 of an inch. So I will go ahead and mark half quarter of an inch and sew it on the upper part. Then whatever remains, which is 1.5 inches, I will divide it, which is 3/4 of an inch. I will go ahead and sew it with 3/4 of an inch in the middle. Then that means the allowance that I will be having for my elastic is 3/4 of an inch. So that is to say there are 3 line stitches on this my elastic band. Then this is how I created the channel for mine, and then I will go ahead and insert the rope using my safety pin. I will go ahead and insert the rope. Then for the band, I reduce my waist measurement by 4 inches and then use it to cut the bands. And this is how the outfit looks like. Let me know what you think about this one on the comment section. And guys, this brings us to the end of our tutorial. I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you've not subscribed, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. Please show me some love. Hit on the subscribe button and leave a comment on the comment section. And if you have any question, drop it on the comment box and let me know what you think about this tutorial. So God bless you all guys for watching to this point. God bless your nation wherever you're watching me from. God bless Nigeria. Let's stay safe and show love to one another. See you guys all on my next video, in my next one. Bye. Love you.